I have no idea if we're live or not, because guess what? I didn't open the streams before I started. Hope you all enjoyed yesterday's episodes. Should have checked to see if there was any feedback on those before I started, but there is always later that I can check that out. It's not immediately after, but eventually after. Let's see. It looks like we've got all that figured out. Yeah. Hope everybody's having a good Tuesday. We'll just jump right into it. Stop yapping about for the intro of the day. And just hop right into it. So today is Tuesday, May 5th, Tuesday, May 5th, 2026. This is episode number 103 of Addressing the Issues. Happy Cinco de Mayo. I know all my Americans are celebrating. It's also Taco Tuesday. Which is, you gotta celebrate now. Let's see if I can find the classic. Today is a anniversary of one of the funniest posts that has ever graced the internet on X. As Donald J. Trump says, happy hashtag Cinco de Mayo. The best taco bowls are made in Trump Tower Grill. I love Hispanics. Is this the 10-year anniversary of that? I believe it is. It is 10 years since that happened. He was on the campaign trail, and everybody was like, you hate Hispanics. And he goes, I love them. My building makes the best taco bowl. It's Taco Tuesday. I mean, what a day. 10 years. A historic anniversary for taco bowls everywhere. And loving Hispanics, according to President Trump. Yeah, Mexican Independence Day. That's what we call it. I believe Mexicans actually celebrate it on a different day. Yeah, September 16th is Independence Day in Mexico. We celebrate it on Cinco de Mayo because, of course we would. Why not? So while Americans celebrate Mexican Independence Day today, actual Mexicans have to wait a few months. Isn't that kind of crazy? I love the whitewashing of history. Don't you? I don't even know. It's just funny. It's celebrated on September 16th in Mexico. Here in America, it's Taco Tuesday. It's Cinco de Mayo. We'll have it our way, like it's Burger King. Let me put my crown on. Pause. Today's kind of a slow day. Some interesting topics we're going to be covering now. The first one is a whole bunch of press briefings happened today. One with the Department of War, Department of Defense. I think Department of War got knocked down or something, and it's still technically the Department of Defense. They just call themselves the Department of War now, which is fitting. And then there was the Marco Rubio press conference at the White House. Apparently it was his first, and everybody is congratulating him on his great successes of his first White House press conference. Excuse me. But he said something during it that almost made me spit my drink out all over my setup. I wouldn't have been able to stream today. I thought it was so funny. He says during this press conference, Operation Epic Fury is concluded. We achieved the objectives of that operation. And I was like baffled. I thought it was hilarious. I mean, what were the objectives of the operation? Besides ensuring Iran could never develop a nuclear weapon, which means apparently we achieved that one alongside stopping them from producing ballistic missiles, which I don't know if you've seen the strikes recently, but apparently that didn't work either. Regime change, I guess, kind of. We've got the old Ayatollah's hardline son. Hold on. I didn't want to do that in y'all's ears. So maybe we achieved that one. We got the extremer version of an Iranian regime. Maybe that was the objective achieved. There was the objective of saving the women of Iran, which I don't know if we were successful in or not. Seemingly not. What else were the other objectives? Opening the Strait of Hormuz, which was already open but closed. I guess, did we achieve that one? We have Project Freedom underway. That's the new unnamed operation. Did we achieve that objective? I don't know what objective we achieved, but apparently we achieved all the objectives of that operation. Absolutely hilarious to me. I don't know if anybody knows what the objectives were. Do we have any idea? Does anybody in power have any idea? Was the objective just to go to war with Iran? Well, if that was it, then yes. If the objective was $4 plus a gallon of gas, we achieved that objective. If the objective was, I guess, blowing up a girls' school, we achieved that objective. I don't know what objectives we achieved. I don't know that anybody does. I don't even know that anybody knew what the objectives were. I remember the opening days, the opening hours. It says we just did it because Israel was going to do it anyway. Came out of the same dude's mouth. And now, it's concluded and we achieved the objectives of that operation. I thought that was just too funny. And then, in this same press conference, a reporter inexplicably, just out of the blue, asked Marco Rubio what his DJ name would be. What would your DJ name be, Mr. Rubio? What? What is this journalism now? Are we this distracted? We're worried about his DJ name? I don't know. And then we move over to the Department of Defense. I believe that one was earlier in the day, but we move over to it now. And you have Pete Hegseth talking about, or being asked about the Dolphins, or I guess everybody was asked. And Dan Cain, Raising Cain, was talking about militarized dolphins. Isn't that kind of like laser sharks? And then like trying to brush it off, which I was like, are you trying to be funny? Are you trying to act like everybody's oblivious? And then Pete Hegseth steps up to the mic and says, I cannot confirm or deny whether we have kamikaze dolphins, but I can confirm they don't. Well, guess what, Pete? I can confirm that we have militarized dolphins. It's just as easy as going up to the CIA reading room, Freedom of Information Act electronic reading room, where if you just type in keyword dolphin, Project Oxygas pops up. It says Project Oxygas was a secret CIA or a secret 1960s CIA program, 1964, investigating the use of trained bottlenose dolphins to attach explosives or sensors to enemy ships. We have accounts of people training dolphins. There's a dude on, I want to say it was the Sean Ryan Show podcast, where there is a special operations guy who talks about being attacked by one of these in a training mission. He was trying to see if the dolphins would react to a threat. Dolphin attacked him, apparently because it was tired of not being fed by the person on the other end training him. The dolphin was giving false info, so he wasn't being given his treats. So he decides to take it out on what the dolphin assumes is the enemy, and smacks a special operations guy in the face underwater. We know that there's militarized dolphins. Everybody knows it. We spent money on it since the 60s. I don't know what we didn't spend money on in the 60s, to be honest. This is when, AI started, which we'll get into in a second. But I've come to this realization that we are living in a damn circus. I mean, this place is the most dystopian mashup of Orwell novels. It's a circus. Give them bread and circuses and they'll never revolt. We've all heard that one before. And we're sitting there at this circus. We're throwing peanuts at elephants, entertaining ourselves, when we don't realize that us ourselves are the elephants being thrown peanuts to in the form of bread. We don't realize that we are the ones that know nothing. It's a really disturbing reality that we get given these bread and circuses. Circus at both of these press conferences today. Both of them were just circus events. And they're just throwing peanuts at us. Laser sharks. What's your DJ name? It's a damn circus. We got peanuts flying all around our head. And we think we're the one throwing the peanuts. We think we are. If only we knew that we know nothing. If only we knew. We need to wake up as a population. And I'll get into further more why so here in a second. But Americans, I'd say probably 95 or more % of Americans have no idea you can just go on to the CIA reading room and look up all this stuff. You've been researching militarized dolphins since the 60s, AI since the 60s. And then there's this weird period where they say, oh, it'll never work. And then it pops back up in the 80s, and now it's everywhere today. It's they had this for 20 years working on it, tinkering on it, and then they released the initial versions to the public. Actually, it wasn't even to the public yet. That they've been tinkering on this since the 60s. AI, the dolphins. Anything you could imagine. It's kind of weird how this all points back to the end of World War II into the beginning of the Cold War. Everything happened then, and we're just now finding out about it in the big 2026. We're just getting the peanuts thrown at us. getting the peanuts thrown at us. We are the elephants in the circus. We will never revolt because we think we're the ones in charge. We really do. And we aren't. We're just part of the show. Peanuts flying all around our head. Laser sharks. DJ name. It's every day. And we don't notice. I don't know why we refuse to. We can't put down our phones for 5 seconds. We need the information. We need this information. What we're getting are the peanuts. You are no smarter than a damn circus elephant. In fact, I think the circus elephant might even know it's part of the circus. We might all be dumber than circus elephants. But we'll move on. We'll move on to the main topic of the show. Lots of data center stuff has been coming up recently. AI, like I said. Wanted to tie that in to what's going on. So you've got lots of stuff happening on the data center AI front. It being the main driver of this, economic, what some people consider a boom, the data centers and AI. The same boom that was the dot-com bubble before that burst. Anybody recall that one? Or we just can't think beyond whatever was on The Office last night. Because that's where I think most people are. They're like, oh my goodness, did you see what so-and-so did on this show? Oh my gosh, did you see the Met Gala? They were all dressed crazy. Oh my gosh. It's like, oh my goodness, you are so dumb. You are so dumb. You think I don't know. There's two main articles coming out of the Financial Post. I believe both today. Yeah, both today. One is titled, Key U.S. Yield at 5% Highlights Mounting Pressure in Bond Market. At the heart of the sell-off is a fresh bout of concern over inflation and possibility of fewer interest rate cuts. Then you move on to the second article by the Financial Post. Just a few stocks driving S&P rally triggers dot-com bubble flashbacks. Blockbuster earnings growth from semiconductor and mega-cap tech companies have lifted benchmark indexes. There's a handful of companies right now that are driving S&P 500. Just a couple. Everybody else is not doing well. Hanging on at best. And everybody's rallying around these data centers, AI facilities, where we actually don't even think of the consequences. It's a replacement for humans. It truly is. We don't even think about what it is. That there's a bubble forming right now with these companies as they are getting completely invested to private, public funds, all of it, you name it, government. From around the world, governments from around the world are investing in these. And we don't think of, well, once it's all done, what are we going to get as a return? The return from this is joblessness, unemployment. There's 5 or 10 people working at these once it's up and running. The rest is all done through the data center. It's done through these computers, through these GPUs. And then there's 10 people maybe that are walking around replacing broken parts. It's oh, this will bring in thousands of jobs. That's the build it. Once it's built, there's like 10 people working there, and they're going to be replaced when it's possible. When we can create a machine that just does it by itself. And then what do you get? You get less water. You get environmental damage, poisoned water. That's what we get from these at the end. And control. Obviously, control. That's what all of them are about. You look for a free-thinking AI. No. Somebody with a lot of money who wants you to think a certain way programmed all of them. There's an article from the New York Times today as well. Congress is doing little to prepare for potential AI job losses. As fear of AI-driven job losses mount, economists warn the unemployment benefits and other programs to help displaced workers aren't sufficient. It's because they don't matter. One day we'll realize that we're not going to matter when we implement all these. It's doing our jobs. And then what is our purpose anymore? We will be slaves to the machine. We'll be slaves to Big Brother. And when you go against it, you get everything taken away. It's like 1984. And for some reason, we have no forethought into what's going to happen. And then when you don't have jobs, you're not going to have money. And then you're controlled. You are at the whims of the breadlines. The same ones we discussed yesterday. And it doesn't help at all with that situation either. The data centers aren't going to give you food. They're just going to drain your water, exacerbate this drought problem. Because you're replaceable. You know who's not replaceable? The elites. People with billions of dollars who this isn't going to affect. The data centers don't go in their backyard. They go in yours. They live on islands where they do what they want. Literally anything they want. Like, we've seen the Epstein files. They go to these expensive places, do whatever they want, and we are powerless for any justice, law, and order afterwards because of their position of power. And we're going to have nothing. We're going to have nothing at all. No reason to live, no work to do, nothing to build. The AI is going to build it. No way to make money. We're just going to be asking. And then when you stray and you ask a question like, why is this happening? They turn off your bank account. Bank account's frozen, just like they did with the truckers in Canada, just like they do every day in China. And we're just sitting here watching peanuts fly over our head. We are the elephants at the circus. We have no idea that we are yet. Now let's talk about the big data center that's coming. The big one. The ballroom. It's spelled B-A-A-L now. I've changed it. Everybody's changed it. This is the devil room underneath the White House that's going in. This is out today, I believe, as well. Let me make sure I'm right on that. Yep. NBC News reports Republicans propose $1 billion in taxpayer dollars to secure Trump ballroom. I thought we weren't paying for it. Well, you are. You are now. They're going to pass this. You can't get the SAVE Act. You can't get mass deportations, codified Doge cuts. You can't get anything you want. You can get $1 billion more of your dollars spent on a data center under the White House with under executive purview, meaning nobody else is going to be able to know what's in it. Immune from Congress. And what's this data center going to be? Well, we have our suspicions. It looks a lot. This was exposed by, I believe, initially the Dre dossier. And then also Ian Carroll has been looking into this. The format of this data center looks a lot like the ones in Israel. About the same footprint to the foot of the ones in Israel, the ones that are deciding on who to strike in Gaza, the ones following the Gazans around in the Gaza Strip, so that at just some random point, a missile comes out of the sky and hits them in the forehead. It's the same shape. It's the same layout. In some cases, it's the same people funding it. I mean, let's see. Who are the... Oh. I just lost that. Let me see if I can find... Who are these big tech companies? I saw this on Ian Carroll's, one of his recent shows, if I can figure it out real quick. Well, is it going to pop up, or did I completely screw this over? I might have just ruined it, but a lot of these funders, very similar names to those in Israel. A lot of linked companies. Here we go. Let's see. You've got Apple, Amazon, Google, Meta, Microsoft, Palantir. What are the other ones? Oh, I can't do that, I guess. Every time I do that, it says toasted. Just not what I want. Microsoft, Palantir, Nvidia, the GPUs, the graphics cards. HP Inc., Micron Technology. I'm pretty sure that's the semiconductors. Booz Allen Hamilton, not familiar. Comcast, your TV provider. T-Mobile, your cell phone provider. That's the tech funding this. And, well, they were until now we're going to pay $1 billion of our own dollars, apparently, if the Republicans have anything to say about it. Which, I mean, this, like I said, it'll get pushed through faster by them than anything you actually want. You want the Doge cuts, no chance, $1 billion to the ballroom. Because some random dude decided to try and shoot up the White House Correspondents' Dinner, and then instantly afterwards you have this, I mean, strategic communications campaign, exactly what I went to school for. And you have all of these independent influencers pushing out the same thing. We need a ballroom. This would have never happened if there was a ballroom. It's all the same thing in different words. And it's meant to flood the zone, to overstimulate you into believing, oh, this is the solution, is this ballroom. Look at what's underneath it. This is the only part that wasn't halted by the judge because it was top secret. The only things we found out are because of the courts in which they determined we need to have at least some understanding of what's underneath. And then we find out it's the exact same shape as these data centers in Israel. I believe there's two main ones right now. There's Med ones in Tarat Carmel and Binets in Jerusalem. I clicked on Binet's website. So there's Binet Hahorish. And then there's Jerusalem of Light. That's what they're naming the data center. Jerusalem of Light. The light of Jerusalem is Christ. It's not your data center. It's not your ballroom. It's not your ballroom. And we've been just brainwashed into believing this stuff. I mean, it is going to be the exact same thing that's used to target the Palestinians in America. And what's it going to be for? It's going to be if you dissent the political opinion. That's who it's going to go after. It'll follow you around with the flock cameras. There was one city that they were proposing automated drones to complement flock cameras, meaning if you pass the flock camera, a drone goes up and magically appears over your location and follows you around. And I thought China was bad. This could be worse. This could be worse. And it's the same technology that's been used for drone strikes in Gaza, drone strikes in the West Bank, I guess not in the West Bank, targeting operations in southern Lebanon, and likely the same targeting operations that blew up the girls' school in Iran. And this is what we're installing underneath the White House, more than likely. All signs point to yes. An infringement on your freedoms, maybe. Maybe, if you think about it just a little bit. Do I want a Chinese surveillance state on steroids in my country? If you think about it a little bit, probably not. Probably don't want the dystopian mashup of 1984 and Animal Farm all in one. But if we can keep you distracted long enough, that you think of laser sharks and Marco Rubio's DJ name, you'll never think to look at what's underneath the White House, what's going to go under there, who's building it, where this data is going to go to. Because apparently one of the people building it is an Israeli contractor, making the shape all that more evident, and you'd think it won't be bugged. They bug everything. There's not a thing that they have ever given to somebody or done that hasn't been bugged. You remember the pagers? You know, that golden pager? I wonder what's in that. Did anybody look into it? Did anybody cut it open and say, maybe this isn't a good idea to have around the White House? They have a history of doing these things. Now, I'm not saying that it's gonna explode. I don't think that. I hope they wouldn't do that. But it's probably listening. It's probably transmitting signals. I hope somebody looked into it. If not, it's just a symbol. It's a symbol to say, hey, this may not be the thing, but there is the thing in there. There is your version of the pager somewhere around. It's listening. It's listening to you. But now we're going to bring them in and build this huge facility underneath the White House. I haven't designed a piece of software that doesn't have a back door in it in their history. That's what Unit 8200 does. That's their whole point, is to get into these software companies and put in a back door that goes straight to Tel Aviv. And we're going to let them build this data center. Idiots. That's what we are. We're, like I said, elephants at the circus. And you know, once that happens, you know who's going to be running it. It won't be the U.S. anymore. Once all your data's overseas and they can shut down your bank account, the president will have no power whatsoever. I don't know. The ballroom. We just all worship ball. We just all do it, I guess. Our ignorance. Our ignorance leads us there. I don't know. I figured I'd just do my part in sounding the alarm. All signs point that this is going to be the biggest bug in humanity's history put directly under the White House. It's like the Chinese were tapping the UK. Like, what does the UK even have to offer? Not much. Tapping the US, you just tap the most powerful nation in the world and you have all their info. You have all their data. Your phone number, facial recognition, access to the cameras. access the bank accounts, all of it, your digital ID, the digital ID they're pushing. Can't go on Facebook anymore unless you've shown your ID to prove you're 18 or older and you've had your Facebook account for 24 years. It's like, I don't know. Why do I have to do that now? Like, I literally made this account and it's older than the age of which I would need to show my ID, meaning either I inherited somebody else's account or I'm old enough. No, send that ID in. I want to know if what you're posting warrants me turning off your bank account. I want to know. I want to follow you around if I don't like what you're doing. I'll watch you on cameras from every corner of this country. And if I can't find you, I'll send the drone. That's what we're consenting to. That's what we're funding. That's what Republicans are proposing that we fund. Give them bread and circus and they won't revolt. We think we're the ones throwing the peanuts at the elephant. We're just the elephant. And we don't even know we're at the circus. We have no idea where we're at. Just swipe your TikTok. Just swipe your TikTok. Scroll on your Facebook. And you'll never know. You'll never know until it's too late. And then at that point, you'll just say, I kind of consent. I didn't care about freedom anyway. I didn't care about what this country was founded on. I just like having bread. I just like having these peanuts thrown at me. We need to figure this out soon. Because in an election or two, it won't even matter. Honestly, once this data center's built, it won't even matter. It'll be this one, and then we'll say, oh, well, maybe we need just a couple more underneath the White House. We'll just put this one below the 9 stories underground. We'll put it 18. We'll turn this place into a supercomputer of totalitarianism. It makes me think of the theocracy, not theocracy, the technocracy that is now in charge of Gaza. We will be Gazans in America. And at that point, there's nothing you can do. I'd rather blow up your entire town than let you speak, and let you be free. And we're sleepwalking into it. We don't know we're the elephant at the circus. We don't get it yet. We don't understand that all this shit is a distraction from what's actually happening. Laser sharks. DJ name. Marco Rubio, are you a DJ? Aliens. Aliens. The aliens are coming. There's no damn aliens, guys. I don't know. I think I've gotten to that one enough. Aliens, UFOs. If they were gonna do it, they would have done it by now. I'm sorry to break it to you. The impending invasion is a method of control. They think that will unite the world, unite them into the one world government where we all consent to this. We're gonna have people dressed up in green suits, flying around in military aircraft that has been conceived since World War II. Look up Die Glock. And then we just all, for some reason, consent to this surveillance state because we need to know who the aliens are. No, you're just going to be a Gazan, and there's going to be nothing you can do at that point. We're just animals to be herded, cattle to be herded. You heard me. You're just a cattle to be herded. Because Big Brother is watching, and Big Brother will herd you. We're so screwed. We're so screwed. I don't know. I think that's where we'll end it for today. I gotta get out of here at a relatively normal time. I can't have, what was it? I think yesterday we went for like a total of 2.5 hours almost, somewhere around there. We can't have that much fun today. Big Brother would come and get me right now. I'll have like drones coming through the window. Like, oh my goodness, it's a Shahed. No, they'll get me with the big one. The mother of all bombs will be on my back patio. That's how I'm going. It's like, he's a big threat. He knows it's a psyop. But yeah, make sure all you guys are dropping a like. Liking on YouTube, liking on Rumble, following on Kick and Rumble, subscribing on YouTube, sharing the episode. I mean, I guess hopefully it's not too late to get the word out now, because once this thing is built, it is. I mean, there'll be nobody whatsoever in the U.S. that'll have the power to go down there and look at it. We won't be able to change it. It'll just be down there. It'll just be whatever it's used for. Maybe it'll be used for good, but I don't know what that good would be. It's a surveillance state, and it'll have nobody that can monitor it, audit it, look at it, and say, you're taking in a lot of information on Americans. You're really looking hard at that one guy who's just speaking something you don't like. And it'll be both parties, like it always is. Republicans will use it, Democrats will use it. And if they don't like you, you're going to be followed around by Big Brother. And it'll be too late. It'll be too late for you. They'll turn off your bank account like Canada did the truckers. And you'll be poor. You'll have no job. And you'll be just sit there to waste away. How beautiful is that ending? It's like if 1984 was worse somehow, and this is our reality. It's like what do they call it? Predictive programming. This is predictive programming. It's all been put out there, so you're okay with it once it happens. Makes me think back to playing Call of Duty as a kid. It's like, probably shouldn't have been doing that, but you know, everybody else was, and then it just okayed forever wars. Like every year there was a new war to fight on your game. And I think back to particularly like the Modern Warfare 2 era, where you're fighting some like unnamed mythical Middle East country, and you blow up their news station and you do raids on it, and it's state media, and it's like, this is like word for word, bar for bar Iran, yeah. And it's like, you see these cities destroyed and there's rubble everywhere, and it's like, oh, this is so fun. Like, me and my friends are all doing it. And then you look at it today and you're like, this is like, could be weeks away. This could actually be weeks away. And it's going to be the same kids that played those games going and doing this. It'll be the same people. It'll be like, I've seen this before. I'm ready. I played Karachi. The map. This is just like it. This is like playing my video games in real life. I played, what was the Battlefield one? Oh man, I'm completely blanking. Oh man, it's literally that island in Iran that people are talking about. Oh, we need to raid it and get the gas. Like, people are going to be like, oh, I played this map before. I played it hundreds of times. What's the thing? Karg Island. Karg Island was a map. It's like, I played this before. I've done it. I'm ready. I'm a seasoned veteran in warfare. I've been trained since I was 4. I don't know. Predictive programming is a thing. It's like we've been trained for 1984 since the book was released in... Was it released? Don't tell me it was released in the 60s. Just don't tell me. Because if it was... Okay, it was written in the 40s. Yeah, apparently published June 8th, 1949. He was just a early adopter of the knowledge. I'm doing good, man. I appreciate it. How are you? We're about to wrap up here, but thanks for stopping by. We'll be back tomorrow at 4:45. Just talking about all the fun stuff. The peanuts and the circus. Peanuts and elephants and bread and circus and, laser sharks. DJ names. All the fun stuff. Data centers under the White House. Gaza. I think we've touched it all today. We'll be back tomorrow, so if you want to drop a follow, we have good stuff every day. Every day. It's just we're the elephant at the circus. That's all we are. That's all we'll ever be. We don't even know we're at the circus. But yeah, we're going to wrap it up here. Like I said, make sure you guys are dropping a like, following, sharing this. This is probably a particularly important one to share. Because once this is done and it's built under the White House, nobody's going to be able to go in and tear it down. Congress isn't going to be able to look through it. And at that point, the White House is already bugged. They'll be listening to what the White House says. The people with the back door, the people who are building it, they'll be listening. And our sovereignty's gone. At that point, our sovereignty is completely dissolved. We are a colony of another nation. But maybe that's just the goal of all this. The U.S. should be a colony once again. It's not like we fought for independence 250 years ago. Maybe that's part of the spectacle too. It's like 250 birthday. Let's wrap this up. You're a colony again. You're a colony of the surveillance state. I hope you enjoy your bread. And shut up, because if you start speaking out, I'll arrest you. Jay, let's get to the good news segment, because this was a little heavy today. A little heavy of a show. We're going to be looking at the book of James. James chapter 1, verse 19 through 27. I told you we'd continue doing this. I was reading this yesterday. I was just like, we need to hear this. We need to hear this. It says, "My dear brothers, take note of this. Everyone should be quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. For man's anger does not bring about the righteous life that God desires. Therefore get rid of all moral filth and the evil that is so prevalent, and humbly accept the word planted in you, which can save you. Do not merely listen to the word and so deceive yourselves. Do what it says. Anyone who listens to the word but does not do what it says is like a man who looks at his face in a mirror, and after looking at himself goes away and immediately forgets what he looks like. But the man who looks intently into the perfect law that gives freedom and continues to do this, not forgetting what he has heard, but doing it, he will be blessed in what he does. If anyone considers himself religious and yet does not keep a tight rein on his tongue, he deceives himself, and his religion is worthless. Religion that God as our Father accepts as pure and faultless is this: to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself being polluted by the world. I think that almost entirely ties into what we were talking about today. Quick to listen, slow to speak, and slow to become angry. Anger's not going to fix this. It won't save you. And we don't listen. We don't listen to anything these days. We listen to what we want to. You know, if you want to hear about a DJ name, hear about laser sharks, it's really easy to listen. When people tell you hard truths is when we stop. When it's something we really need to know, that's when we stop listening. We deceive ourselves through that. We really do. We refuse to listen to the truth. We don't look in the mirror and remember. We look in the mirror and forget. That's our human condition. We forget that this book, the Holy Bible, the teachings of Christ, is what gives us our freedom. It's not any government. It's not any man. It's nobody who you vote for. It's Jesus Christ that gives you freedom. It's living in His way that gives you freedom. And His way is listening. Quick to listen. Take it all in. Even if you don't like it, take it all in. Slow to speak. Make sure you understand before you speak. And slow to become angry. A whole bunch of anger isn't going to fix this either. We need to listen and then speak. And don't become angry at it. You got to stand up for what's right. And it's all outlined in here. In the Bible. In the Old Testament, in the New Testament. Religion that God our Father accepts as pure and faultless as this, to look after orphans and widows in their distress, and to keep oneself from being polluted by the world. We are polluted by this world. It's the distractions. It's the same thing that keeps us as these elephants that don't know we're at the circus. We have no idea. We just go with wherever the tide takes us, whether it be, like I keep saying, the laser sharks or the DJ names or whatever else. I mean, there's so much junk these days. Your sports ball team, it's all distractions from what actually matters. It's hard to be religious. Go to church on Sunday when there's a football game being played at the same time. You gotta watch your team, right? You gotta support them. When you die, that team's not gonna save you. Jesus will. The team won't. What was the last part of that again? Because that was also really good. Keep oneself from being polluted by the world. It's hard. There's so much temptation. Almost everything in the world tempts you to stray from this book. Like I said, sports ball, politics, whatever it is. There's this saying, the highest, it's actually a Marxist saying, the highest order of discussion is politics. No, it's religion. Because you work to get religion out of everything. That's what a Marxist does. The goal of a Marxist is to remove religion entirely from the state. We need religion. It's the only way to save yourself. You can't save yourself without Jesus Christ. It's impossible. You can watch whatever NFL team comes on Sunday. You can vote in however many elections you want. But the thing that saves us is Jesus Christ. Nothing else. Nothing more. It's surrendering your life to Him. And everything these days works as a distraction from that. You go, oh, I don't want to go to church today. I'm going to swipe on TikTok this Sunday morning instead. I don't want to read the Bible tonight. There's a new episode of whatever people watch these days. It's all a distraction. The highest order of discussion is religion. The exact same thing the Marxists want to get out by making you think it's politics. The globalists, that's exactly what all this is. It's all the same thing. It all points back to the same powerful people. And we don't even listen to them when they say it. And that's our fault. That's our fault. They want God out of everything. We don't listen. We think, oh, well, there's an exemption there for me. There isn't. They want him gone. They want him gone because it points people in the right direction. And we're all misled right now. We are the elephants at the circus. We don't even know. We don't even know. We think we're the ones throwing the peanuts. We're just happy they're giving us bread. But no, we are, in fact, the elephants. They're throwing the peanuts at us. And we think we're the ones in charge. We don't know we're at the circus yet. Yeah, that's all we have for today. Make sure you guys are dropping a like, sharing the episode, subscribing, following, commenting. Comment if you have a solution for all this, other than God, Jesus. I mean, that is the one solution, I guess. So it's a useless comment. I guess, how do we reinforce that, not just with ourselves, but everybody else, is the real question. And I'm attempting the best way I know how. But if you can think of a better way to reinforce that God is the solution to all this, for not just personally, but society-wide and globally, is there any better way? If you can think of that, I'd love to hear it. Yeah. Yeah, make sure you guys are dropping a like. Thank you as always for watching, sharing this episode, sticking around till the end. As always, there's a few of y'all that decided to. But yeah, I think this is another one of those important ones to share, because this is all pointing back to one place. And it's people that hate religion and hate America. And we can't let them win. We can't. We just can't. I don't know. That's all we have. I wish I had a more hopeful note to lead you guys off on, but that is the state of the union, the state of the world. Let's see, is there anything? War to resume in days, ? Probably. No, that's all. Nothing good to leave you off on. To my people on the East Coast, I hope you get home safe. To my people further west, I hope you finish up your workday strong and get home safe as well. I'll talk to you guys very soon. The end of this week may be a little messed up. I've got to some things I've got to handle, particularly funding, so I'll figure that out, but there shouldn't be any new notes on that until later in the week. But yeah, I'll talk to you guys tomorrow. Until then, just keep your eyes open, keep them peeled. See you guys.